everybody. Back again. I'm Kat, and glad you could join again. And we've been having so many cool guests on. Several of them have been friends of mine over the years, and this next guest has performed in the Detroit area, joining me way back when I first joined a band called Artifact. That's pretty much where we first met. He's also a songwriter with his own music out. Welcome keyboard vocalist Jeff Lehman. Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Kat, how you doing? How you doing?
Good to see you. Thanks
you.
for joining.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
It's been a little while in person here, so here we are in front of everybody in Bloomfield Hills and surrounding areas.
Beautiful Bloomfield.
That's right, downtown Bloomfield Hills. So tell everybody in your own words what you do musically and otherwise.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I'm a singer, keyboard player, as my basic instruments. I also play a little bit of guitar, harmonica, and I've played with some national acts, and I play locally, with bands, and I also do a lot of dueling piano stuff.
Oh, that's right.
So that kind of takes it all in there. Yep.
And the dueling piano thing has been pretty hot lately.
Yeah, it's been going pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So nationally, you brought up nationally, another group that many people are probably familiar with, the song called Brandy from back in the day.
Yeah.
You played with a group called Looking Glass.
Yes.
With the classic hit Brandy and Elliot Lurie. Tell us about that.
Sure. Well, it came about. It's really weird. I called him in 2002 just to pitch him some songs. I had gotten his number, and he was, doing a lot of that stuff. And in the course of conversation, we talked, hey, whatever happened to Looking Glass? And he said they did a show in '95 with, the other two original guys who are still alive.
Okay.
And, I said, well, if I could get something going here, could we, maybe go out there and do that? And so it was kind of loose conversation.
Yeah.
And then I called him back in 2003, and we got a little more serious about it. But it was really odd. Before it actually took effect was 2006, because we made a demo of, Brand. He wanted to hear what the band would sound like. And at the time, we were using real horns and everything.
Yeah.
And so he said, yeah, sounds good. Let's do it. So in 2006, we had a couple gigs in Minnesota. And then we did Vegas at the Cannery Casinos.
So at the time when you called him, he wasn't going out to it?
No, not at all. And so it was
you brought him out.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
Yeah. He was just doing soundtracks and all of that and that kind of stuff.
That's right. He did.
And I was just trying to pitch songs to him for movies and things. I was just happy I was able to get a hold of him. And that was like just a back-end conversation, and it turned out being the main thing that we ended up doing together is, playing for, 5 years.
That's great. And then in your own right, you have, your own music that you put out. Mm-hmm. I've been on some of the
You have? Yes, you have.
Music.
Right.
So we first met back to when I was with Artifact in the 90s. I joined Artifact in '94.
Yeah.
And you were in Artifact before then, or
I
were you
was.
a permanent member? I mean,
I was in Artifact for about a year, '93 to '94.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it was at Jamie's on Ford.
Yes, it was.
Everybody, if you're from around that time, Jamie's on Ford. That's where we first met.
It is. Yes.
And those were some good times because that was a fun nightclub. And
it was, and I don't mean to sound gruesome, but everyone that was in the band when I was in the band has passed on.
I know so many people from that group.
Oh
a lot of Jerry Schaefer,
Norm,
Jim Stewart, Norm D'Angelo.
Yeah.
So many, and now there are a few. First of all, the alumni in that band has got to be 30, 40 people that have come and gone in that band over the years. Oh, Dave Leonard is also gone, keyboard player, Dave Leonard. So at one point, were there two, was it you and Dave on keys?
Well, Dave was playing organ.
Oh, that's
and he had a big organ that he was hauling to the gigs. Which was, I look back and I go, man, he was dedicated to haul that thing.
Oh, wow.
So I would be doing, the high singing, because we didn't have a female in the band. So I was, like when we would do Chicago, I would do Peter Cetera's part, and then Norm would, do Terry Cass' part.
Right.
And, pretty much just playing piano. So I was avoiding the organ parts And obviously I didn't have to play the horn parts.
Right.
So I was just playing like, electric piano, regular piano, or like a synth part if a song called for it, and then, the high singing.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I'm one of several female vocalists in the group. I know there was a vocalist came along, well, before me was Carol,
Yeah.
and Diane LaFuentes, I think was her last name. Sorry if I'm getting the names wrong here, but
Yeah.
I was with Artifact for 9 years, but
Yeah.
those were some good times.
Yeah. Good band. Really good band.
People still ask me about that
Oh, yeah.
band. It's
Really
just
good band.
incredible.
Yeah.
So when did you first start becoming interested in playing keyboards? When you were
Well, it was kind of funny. When I was 9 years old,
Okay.
had piano lessons, and then the East Detroit Music Conservatory, which is not even there anymore, is when I really.
I went there too. Okay.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, back off of Gratiot there.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it became Jerry Luck music for a while.
Yes.
And then they had the lesson studio
Okay.
in one room, and then across the street, which is, I don't know, it was a bakery at one time. I don't know what it is now, but they had the instruments in there. So I'd get my
Ah.
lessons, and then we'd walk across the street, and I would play the keyboards that were on. I mean, this is a long time ago in the 70s.
Yeah.
73, give my age here away.
Yeah.
And there was, Farfisas and
Okay.
just a lot of really cool keyboards, Wurlitzers and Rhodes
Right.
and all that stuff. I mean, it's still cool today.
Yeah.
But I
Well, I mean,
would
it's
just
not there anymore. It's not.
No, I
That's
don't even know
gone.
what's there. I don't even
Yeah.
think the bakery that was there is even there anymore. And
Yeah.
then it was a tire facility that sold tires, so I don't even know what's there anymore. I don't get around that end of
I
town
I
too much.
think I went there for a while when I was 15. I bought my first flute at Gus Zappi. It was
Oh,
another place on
yeah.
8 Mile Road. So
Right, I remember
Yeah.
Gasapi.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, my memories.
Yeah.
And so so you were interested. You were looking at pianos or keyboards.
Yeah,
at
I
the
got
time?
kind of interested in that,
Yeah.
and the first keyboard I ever had was a Fender Rhodes,
Oh, okay.
and I was 16.
Yeah.
And that thing was a
Great sound.
monster. It was a great sound on it.
Yeah.
But it was, first of all, it's hard to lug, and then it had these tines on it. It wasn't digital. It worked by the way of these tines, so you'd hit a key, and it would
Oh.
vibrate the spring.
Right.
Well, after moving those things for a while, the springs sometimes would, they would move on you, and so you'd have to tune the thing every now and then.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was crazy.
I had
Yeah,
no
but they're a
idea
nice
about
sound of piano, though.
Oh, great. I
Yeah.
had a Wurlitzer for a little while, but not being a keyboard player, I didn't have a whole line of keyboards
Yeah.
over the years. So
Right.
never had a Rhodes, but I always loved that sound. And
Oh yeah.
when I write, I try to pull that up on that tone, that patch.
Yeah, the Fender is good for mellow stuff, but the Wurlitzer, like for soul or blues, you can't
Yeah.
beat that. You
Yeah.
get that Ray Charles kind of sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. What are your influences as far as playing or songwriting, would you say?
Well, my musical, people that I've looked up to over the years would be like a lot of the rock and soul
Yeah.
giants, Stevie Wonder,
Oh, yeah.
the Isleys, and of course, the Beatles. Who didn't love the Beatles?
Exactly.
And as far as keyboards, Oscar Peterson, vocals, I loved Al Jarreau, and even Stevie Wonder on vocals, and Freddie Mercury, and just some of the rock singers like that.
Right, right.
Steve Marriott was a big influence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so just a lot of the soul, Al Green. So I would listen to these guys and pick up little things here like they do, and
Sure.
then just kind of incorporate it. And playing, Bob Mayo was a big influence too, from Frampton, the keyboard playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he was a big influence too on.
Yeah, you don't hear that name, so I was for a minute.
Yeah, Bob Mayo on keyboards.
Oh,
Bob
yeah.
Mayo.
Bob Mayo. Okay.
So yeah, that, and like I said, Oscar Peterson for jazz, and
Oh, right.
lately been listening to a lot of Jeff Lorber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's good, and that sort of thing. And I produce too. I've got my own
Right.
studio, which I do that.
Right.
Yep.
Do you have any shows coming up that you wanted to mention? Or I know you have so many things going on, but
Yeah, the second Saturday in September, I'm going to be at Westview Orchards.
oh, okay.
Yeah, which is on the 14th or something. I have to check and see that. I probably
Oh,
should have
okay.
checked it before I got on the air here. But second Saturday In September, I will be at Westview Orchards, which is in Washington Township,
Okay.
doing a dueling piano show from 7 to 10. And it's always advisable to buy tickets because
Oh, okay.
we do, a pretty good job there. Dana Kroll will be accompanying me. He plays keyboards. He also plays sax, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so sometimes he picks the sax up, and we do a lot of requests, just about anything. It's a pretty fun show.
What's the most unusual song request? I'm sure you get so many. But, like, you want to hear what? You know.
We've had, from rap songs to
Okay.
just really obscure stuff to something like, it was funny, there was like an article on Helen Reddy or something, and
Okay.
we got a request for like I Am Woman or something like
Oh,
that.
boy. Okay.
What's funny is if somebody's in the news for anything, like a birthday or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
we'll go to the gig, and I can almost guarantee we'll get a request for that.
Oh, wow.
So and it could be the most bizarre thing in the world. This person had this one hit 35 years ago passed or something, and we'll
Yeah.
get a request for that.
Yeah, because dueling pianos, that really opens things up to where you put it more to the audience to,
Oh, yeah.
hey, what do you want to hear?
Right,
You know.
and you have to be entertaining too. So it's
Yeah.
and that was the part about the gig that took me a little while getting used to. I'm not just
Sure.
up there to play and sing. I'm
Yeah.
up there to entertain. So I got to
Yeah.
be funny. I got to keep the show going.
Yeah.
And so I got it kind of down to a science now. Yeah.
I did a little joke on one of the earlier segments that we did with
Yeah.
the typical woman or male, but it's usually a woman barges up and wants to play the tambourine, or somebody
Yeah,
wants to
right.
barge up there and sing, or any things that are unusual or stand out to you as far as people like, give me that microphone.
Yeah, we
you know.
get all that kind of stuff. Well, it's kind of funny. It was Delta Dawn. I'm sorry. I stand
Oh,
corrected.
okay.
It wasn't I Am Woman. It was Delta Dawn.
Oh, all right, still another one.
And I heard it on YouTube, and I'm like leaving or getting ready to leave for the gig or something like that. I don't know why
Mm-hmm.
it came up, but I go, oh, nobody's gonna ever request that. Sure enough, we got a request for it,
Wow.
and this was back in January, and like the audience was more of a boomer audience,
Okay.
and they're all singing it. It's like everyone knew it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was big, granted,
Yeah,
but something like that that's been gone for a long time, a
Yeah,
song like that.
yeah, she
I didn't
hasn't
think
been-
we were going to get a request for that.
Writing-wise,
Yeah.
influences.
Oh, Lennon and McCartney for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, and just a lot of people along the way. Todd Rundgren and a lot of the Holland, Dozier Holland.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys. Michael McDonald, of course.
Yeah.
So I picked up a lot of stuff from those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of a funny story about Todd Rundgren too. Went to see him in '91
Okay.
at the Royal Oak Music Theater.
Oh.
The bus shows up. Okay.
Oh.
Todd goes to the back, and this is before cell phones.
Okay.
The back door was supposed to be open. It was locked. So he gets out. He's angry. And he has to stand in line, him and the band, to get into their own show. Well, who's he standing behind?
All right.
So my cousin and I are just talking to him about it. We could tell he was a little miffed that they didn't have the back door.
And the
He goes,
bouncer's not letting him in.
no, there was nobody around. And he's
Like,
like,
oh.
I don't want to make a big deal of this. And
Oh,
it's
I
like,
thought maybe
yeah.
they didn't recognize him. Like, hey, yeah, you can't get in.
No, there was like nobody there. He couldn't
Oh.
get in. The whole place was
Oh,
locked. And
jeez, wow.
So we're just kind of, talking, but I didn't want to get too
Yeah.
much into a conversation. I could
Sure.
tell he just wasn't in the vibe for it.
Yeah, right. You got it. Where can people find your music?
Well, they can go to my website, which
Mm-hmm.
is just www.jefflehman.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find the Spotify link at the very bottom. If you go there, there's a Spotify link, and that'll take you there. And it
Okay.
has my stuff that I've done solo. It's Jeff Lehman. And
What's your latest?
the latest release is
EP?
called Songs of the Great Unknown, and that was
okay.
released December 13th. Okay, and
Okay.
yeah, that one it's very largely me, and I'm going to go totally in the opposite direction with the next one.
Oh,
When that's
okay.
released, I'm going to have it more collaboration with other musicians
Oh,
and,
okay.
and that kind of thing. So I went
Okay.
all one direction on that, pretty much. I'm going to go in an entirely different direction. And then, prior to that, there was audio biography, which was just a whole conglomeration of stuff I did. As a matter of fact, the Lizzie McGuire theme was recorded when we did a Looking Glass or Elliot Lurie / Looking Glass gig
Oh, okay.
at the Cannery Casinos.
Huh.
And Elliot gives me a big introduction. He gives the song a big introduction, and then we go into the song. And they did a good job recording it. We didn't, we took it back, and we're like, we'll just release, you know. But I had to release it under my name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not under, you know, the Looking Glass Veil. So I had to get his permission and, you know, do the Harry Fox mechanical license.
And what
all
was that? The Lizzie
McGuire TV theme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it was a
I
TV
sang it
theme.
because they had a female sing it for the show.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
and he wrote it. Elliot Lurie wrote it.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
So the My Heart Wants to Believe
You.
It.
Yeah, my heart wants to believe you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My Heart Wants to Believe You is a song. Where did that song come from? We're going to be playing that video coming up soon.
Oh, very interesting. That was written in 1995, and you know, it was inspiration for somebody I was dating at the time who kind of let me down, and I knew that this person was not telling the truth. Like if, you know, she said I'm going out or something like that. It's like my heart wanted to believe that you're telling the truth, but my mind is telling me something different.
Right, right.
And I thought about that for a second. I go, there's a song there.
Exactly.
So I sat to writing it. At the time, I was living alone and I, you know, unattached and all that. And so I had a lot of time to just sit and write songs.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ones I came up with, and I wanted something that was, you know, poppy and catchy. And this was, like I said, it was written in the 90s, so it has a little bit of a 90s kind of poppy, Delamitri kind of feel, so to speak.
Oh, so you took a song you wrote, you started in the 90s, and then...
Yeah, and it came out later, right.
Yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah,
right?
it came out much later. It was started around 95, 96-ish.
Okay.
And it came out much later, and actually was, you know, I released it myself, and there was a version we did, you know, I did with Elliot in, at the Cannery Casinos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on stage with Elliot Lurie Looking Glass. So that version is out there. And that version we used horns. Because we were using a horn section. I figured, well, if we're going to have a horn section there, I'll put horns on the song. And so I did that, and we got it out there like that. So.
Oh, cool.
And that one, the live version has actually been released on the audio biography as well as the studio one.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Do you have any shows coming up with Elliot in the works? Or?
No, he's been doing the yacht rock stuff, and not just that, but he's been doing this thing with Ambrosia and Peter Beckett and John Forcoli. So nothing in the works for him, and I'm, you know, I'm open to any kind of a national thing. You know, if it's if there's anything like, you know, not just with him, but just anybody else that comes along, as long as it's doable. You know, if it's, I can't really go on the road 40 days and 40 nights, that kind of thing. But if it's a show here and there, I'm open to that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of groups are touring, but maybe not in the same capacity. They'll go out for 3 days and then come back or something like that. But, so we talked about your shows coming up, I believe, and we did say your website is, say it again.
It's www.jefflehman.com, JEFFLEHMAN. Well, why am I saying? You guys probably have it on the screen, right?
Well, I'm going to try to get that together just in case you're saying it right now. And your music is on there.
Yeah, they can scroll down and they can you know, click events for the shows. The Spotify link is at the very bottom.
Oh, okay, Spotify, and you're on Spotify and the
yeah.
other online outlets and everything.
Oh yeah.
Well, great. So thanks for joining.
Well, thanks for having me, Kat.
Yeah.
Some things I Getting out of line with my feet. Take a high road of the things that you do, and the way that I feel every night.
So that was Jeff Lehman with his song, My Heart Wants to Believe You. And now we got another song coming up. Let me tell you a little bit of a story here first. And back in 2020, right in the middle of COVID, Jeff joined up with my band, the Cat Orlando Band, to record this next song. I wrote this song about my trials and tribulations about being a landlady in Warren. And since we were in partial lockdown at the time, we gathered, distanced in our little home studio setting at my house. And I already had collaborated with another artist named Reggie B. out of Boston, who wrote the music to this next song. I added the lyrics and melody, and here is Jeff Lehman joining me on keys with the KO band doing the song called Terry Got a Pit Bull. Enjoy it. So that was Terry Got a Pit Bull, and I might add that was a 2021 Detroit Music Award recording for Best Recording, 2021 Detroit Music Award. Hope you enjoyed it. My name is Kat Orlando, and you've been watching CHOPZ, and we'll see you next time.